Hi everyone, enjoy watching and thank you for being here.
Chapter 31. Why didn't you come to see me after your schedule for today was over? Wait, what are you talking about? You wanted me to visit you in your room? He's too close. Isn't that the way you used to do it? You know how to act coyly. You always try to seduce others with your body. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I guess from Killian's point of view it could seem that way. He must see me as a woman who is used to using her body to deceive other people, but I must say that it worked pretty well on me. Perhaps I'm more stupid than I thought. Killian, did you drink alcohol? Although I don't smell alcohol in him. First of all, I want to make something clear. I've always been innocent. And I didn't mean to seduce you that night either. It was actually more of a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? You came into my room trying to kiss me and wearing provocative clothes. How is that a misunderstanding? It's not like that. I just wore a random piece of clothing that I had to sleep in. You don't have to say all that. You really just mean that you were disappointed with what happened last time, right? You tried hard to seduce me, but the outcome wasn't as satisfying as you thought. You prefer to move to another prey now, isn't that it? What are you talking about? I'm not trying to go after any prey. Is he actually drunk? How dare you say that? I know how much of a hot topic you were among noblemen. You. Even if I don't want to hear them, stories about you always made their way to my ears. About how seductive you are. I heard that Chiron Yong-sik was tricked by Edith Reigelhoff. A bunch of people are talking about it right now. I understand him. I also would have a very hard time rejecting such a beautiful and sexy woman. I heard countless men talking about you. I know Edith would never have crossed a more intimate line since she was under Count Reigelhoff's orders. But even so, there are rumors like that. If seducing others is not something you are used to, then let me take the lead to touch you with my hands. I'm losing my head right now. I'll start this now. Edith Rudwick. What is the meaning of this? Killian doesn't really understand much about Edith as a person. She was far more dumb than he thought she was. She was not as cunning and clever as other men described her. But she was unexpectedly knowledgeable about art. She also looks like a happy fool while enjoying the food prepared by our chef. She always tries to do her best to remain calm in the worst situations, and she finds a way to respond in a solid and a bit arrogant manner. No matter how much of a disadvantage she is in, she always tries to look for a logical way out. I think someone is trying to use me as a scapegoat. I can't stop thinking that the culprit is using me to hurt Reeze. She even has been able to persuade the strong-willed heart of my father with her great reasoning that no one even thought of before. I see after thinking about it, everything makes sense now. The weird thing is, everything that happened to her was because we always pushed things onto her. Since when Duke Rudwick has carried out investigations in such a sloppy way. The pride of such a strong woman, it was obvious that they would end up hurting her even if she pretended that they didn't. He never thought that she would be able to show him any of her weaknesses. Stop and leave, Killian, to the point that she didn't even bother to ask for help. If only she would have opened up to me with her troubles and asked me for help. Is she trying to say that Leinen is better for that than me? Thank you, Leinen. I think it has been like this since we spent that night together. Wasn't she satisfied with it? Is she just going to throw me after having a bite of me once? The more I think about it, the less one understand. It's so easy to just hear what my inner voice tells me. Edith is so bad. Linan is just being polite with her, but Edith is trying to seduce him as the fox she is. She must have decided to target Linan now. She knows well how weak men are to women's tears. She's so bad for doing that. She does bad However, those constant whispers that round in my head are not trustworthy anymore. Because now there's no way to hide the fact that Killian Rudwick genuinely doesn't know anything about Edith. This is not a wound that can be caused by an accident. And judging by its color, these are not from the past 2 days or more. Why didn't her personal maid say anything until now? Who did this? She wouldn't have stayed this silent if one of the men in this house would have done it, which means, thank you for your answer. My lady, did you have a bad night, huh? No. Rather, I'm like this because one could sleep too well. I'm sorry for losing my mind like that. It's not like that. If I'm being honest, I didn't hate it. This is something unrelated to being his wife. So I think it's okay if we continue. I'm not crazy enough to embrace a person covered in wounds like that. Oh, that. I understand. After Killian left, I returned to sleep, but... What? What is this sticky thing on me? This is ointment? Sophia and Killian are the only ones who know that I have bruises on my body, so this means that Killian came while I was sleeping and put ointment on my body. I can't believe I missed it because I was deep asleep. Excuse me, Killian, what is this so early in the morn? This is urgent, so please cooperate. That way, get her out. Yes, young master? You can't do this. I'm the maid sent by the Count to take care of her. What the hell are you trying to do by taking me off her side? Don't make me laugh. A maid like you who can't do her duty properly doesn't help in anything to Edith. I have been the closest maid to Edith since she was a kid, and since she was a kid? Of course. I have been thoroughly educated to be her maid since I was young. If you really were such a well-educated maid, you would have done something so obvious as reporting the bruises on the body of your lady. But more than that, you didn't even bother to treat them. The only person who can make those wounds without being noticed, no matter how hard I think of it, is you. What do you mean? He figured out all of that just by seeing me yesterday. I didn't think it was necessary to report minor wounds on my lady. Minor wounds? Then would you like me to give you a small wound too? You know perfectly well that Edith and I are a married couple. I can't believe you really tried to hide those wounds in her body with clothes. How could you be a server for the Rigelhoff family for so long? I already called to tell them that I won't let you slide so easily. It's so early in the morning. When did he call the Rigelhoffs? Edith, I won't listen to your opinion this time about kicking that maid out of the house. Killian, you are being considerate about me, aren't you? Chapter 32. I'll leave Edith in your care, Anna. I have to send this lady in a carriage back to the Rigelhoffs. He's going to send her back on a carriage? That's practically a statement showing everyone that the Count was doing suspicious things. My lady, could you show me the wounds on your body? Huh? Oh, of course. My lady, huh? What's wrong, Anna? How could you get to this point without saying anything? Wait, her expression... I guess I've been a bit presumptuous. Let me put some medicine on the wounds, my lady. She's worried about me. All right, Anna. I like how that feels. You will be penalized if you don't set an exception condition for the second rule by today. All right. How annoying they are rushing me. This situation is more strange than I thought. I've never had to worry about someone achieving one of the exception rules. But come to think of it, this time it has been a little weird from the beginning. Most Ediths are content just submerged in their fantasy of being a high noble living a luxurious life. They tend to show similar behavior from beginning to end. Usually, they just try to avoid being the villainess of the story and focus on doing good things. But after they enter the Rudwick's mansion, they fall for Killian or Cliff, which leads them astray. They focus too hard on winning over the love of one of the male leads who doesn't even look back at them, trying to change the flow of the original story that way. But when they realize how helpless they really are when the event of leaked documents came, they just panic and crumble under the pressure, instead of acting calmly and rationally pleading for their innocence like this one did. But it's not only that. My authority over the extras has grown weaker too. It's as if she knew that the characters who weren't relevant on the original work are the ones who are the least bound to follow the original flow of the story. Although it's not as if she has been good only to those that act favorable towards her. A woman from the Country side like her doesn't know anything. The only thing they are trying to do is to cause problems in the event. I thought I made her give up successfully, but because of that same desperation, she was able to fulfill the exception rule of the first stage in an unexpected way. But no matter how the conditions were met, my control over the original story decreased because of it. It's supposed that the only thing she could influence in the first stage were the extras. So why did Killian do that? No, it's okay. This is actually an opportunity for me. It's one of those adversities that will make our female leads stand out more at the end. PM being handed the ingredients to prepare the perfect scenario. It's just that I can't believe that for the first time, the ingredients are fighting back against me. How fun this is going to be. Go and do whatever you want for now, 13th Edith. Let's see if you can meet the next conditions. The exception conditions for the second phase have been set. So you are just going to send her back like that? Killian, what the hell are you thinking? She could have been involved in the poisoning incident with Reeze. We should lock her up and interrogate her properly. We don't have any proof about it. Don't you think that if we do that to her, it only will look as if we are wrongfully prosecuting a maid of the Regelhoffs? And do you think it's better to send her just like that? Picking out a maid that I didn't really trust from the beginning, that's why I think this will save us a bunch of problems. Wasn't he the one who told her to stay here in the first place? Baffled. The Duke has already agreed with this. And Reeze did too. Reeze? Reeze, why did you do that? I really don't want to think about it anymore, regardless of who the culprit is. It's clear that it was someone who was in the mansion. I just don't want to think that someone else here hates me that much to the extent of doing something like that. I think I'll just get more hurt if I find that someone else did it. I'm glad Reeze also told my father about this in order to convince him. If it really turns out that Edith didn't have anything to do with the Rigelhoff's schemes, Rudwick, our marriage, which was forged due to the political interest of our families, is bound to be shaken from now on. Perhaps that's why Edith remained so silent. No matter what happens, one knows she's a very smart woman. We'll just have to wait until the next hit comes. I know. It's not as if I like to be suspected either. That's why I have told you that you should send more of your maids to watch over me. So she wasn't just saying that for nothing. She used me to protect herself. Killian? What are you thinking about? Killian, don't tell me you are thinking about Edith while Reeze is still sick right in front of you. Killian, don't you care about Ree? Don't say that, Cliff. But... Sorry. I just got a bit lost in my head. It's okay, Killian. I'm actually glad that it seems I don't have to ask you what I wanted you to do. I wanted to ask you to also take good care of Edith. While I was recovering, I couldn't stop thinking about her. I was wondering how bad she must have been feeling since she also was poisoned. You and Cliff always come here to see me, so I was worried about how lonely she must be all by herself. I hope you can spend more time comforting her, Killian. She must have been having a hard time. Have tea with her. Go on walks together, and just as you do with me, could you act more warmly towards her? Chapter 33. I'm sure Killian noticed my situation. The fact that I was being beaten by my maid. It must be why he sent Sophia back in a carriage to the Rigelhoff mansion. I can't stop wondering if Killian really was being considerate with me. Normally, he just wouldn't care about me, but this time it seems even he thought that I didn't deserve to bear with the abuse, and he sent Sophia back to the Count to make sure of that. But since no one else has mentioned it until now, I'm sure he didn't tell the details to anyone. Have I finally awakened a bit of sympathy for him inside me? To be honest, I knew that Sophia was going to be kicked out. I just didn't think it was going to be so soon. After all, I'm a more important character than her, in the story that need to be able to keep following the story. There are a lot of things that I want to do, but the flow of the original story has been restricting me a lot lately. However, what I'm most worried about is that there were a few more chapters where Sophia was supposed to do more things here. So I'm wondering how those events will unfold now, and how they are going to involve me. I need to stay alert to that for now. I might not know how favorable Killian is to me now, but I'll have to keep showing my harmless side to change how he sees me, because now, Elle just looked like a woman who tried to seduce him while he was vulnerable. I definitely have to change the way he sees me now. The next day. If you are fine with it, I would like to arrange some time for us to have tea together. It's not necessary, Killian, but thank you for asking me. All right. Was my question too sudden? And the next day after that? You always seem to eat alone in your room, so how about going with us to eat at a restaurant tonight? I think the Duke is still a bit uncomfortable around me. I wouldn't like to ruin their meal. Thank you for the invitation. Well, I'm sure he already is not in the best disposition because Reeze is still ill, so I guess he would feel more uncomfortable if Reeze came too. It would be better for just the two of us to go. And the next day, in the afternoon, I'm going to take a walk in the garden since the weather is pretty nice today. Would you like to come with me? Number. The sun is a bit too strong for me now, so I'll stay in my room. All right. Thank you for asking me. Am I making her uncomfortable? What am I doing wrong? I'm not just doing this because of what Reeze asked me. I used to think of her like a snake-like flower, like everyone said, but she turned out to be the complete opposite to what the rumors said. I made hasty misjudgments based on rumors, and because of it, I put her in difficult situations, so I thought the best way to make a proper judgment of her was to spend more time with her, but I didn't expect it to be this difficult. I haven't had a single easy opportunity. Is it because our schedules don't match? I'm so confused about this. Maybe if one just suddenly appeared during mealtime like before, maybe it could work. Huh? Killian? What are you doing here? You said you were going for a walk. Oh, I just wanted to tell you that the strawberry tarts from the bakery arrived today. Would you like to get some together? The strawberry tarts from the bakery? I've wanted to taste those tarts for so long. Thank you, but I've been gaining too much weight lately. But thank you for asking me. I have to go now. I can't change my mind now just because of food. No matter how hard you try, the results will be the same, Killian. I'll keep acting like a humble, harmless wife who appreciates being left alone. 3 days later, Reeze's room. Edith, are you resentful about something to Killian? Huh? It's okay if you don't want to answer that. Of course not. I don't have any negative feelings towards him. Not even a little? It's obvious that can't be totally possible. Well, that would be an exaggeration, but anyway, I can say that I'm far more grateful than resentful towards him. I know that he has been trying to take care of me a lot. Then why? Do you keep pushing him away? The young master. How many been already? Has been rejected days in a row, has again today. It's not like Killian said that to me, by the way. The maids must have been talking about it. Reeze, don't misunderstand this. Listen to me. Killian is a very pitiful man. He has been dragged by the decisions of the Duke to this point, and although political marriage is not something uncommon, having to deal with the tension of our two families being hostile with each other that's not... I don't want Killian to feel that he has the duty to spend time with me. It's not like that, Edith. And I also can't be sure if he's just trying to test me with this. I don't think so. Otherwise, why would he invite me so many times all day? If you are worried about gaining weight, why don't you just exercise a bit more after it? What about going to ride horses? Do you know how to? Not at all. Won't you like to learn from me? I don't think I could bother you with that. Yesterday, he even broke into Lennon's office and started monitoring me, but I'll make sure to not fall for his trap. Edith, you should try to open your heart to Killian a bit more. This evening, I already know that you don't have anything else to do. Huh? Well, aside from working with Lennon, it's not like I do much aside from eating and doing other minor things. It's not the life expected by living in romance novel, but still. So you have to come to the opera with me. Killian, it's really not necessary. Why don't you better go with Reeze? It seems she has recovered a lot. With Reeze? Really? Of course. I know you two are really close. I wouldn't ever, not in the slightest, mind if you two spend time together. Who the hell do you think I am? Chapter 34. Who do I think you are? Well, my husband... Oh, wait, this might be part of his test, I shouldn't say anything. But of course, just on paper. Certainly, you are just a married couple based on a contract. When you received the order from the Duke, it was like living a nightmare. Those orders were like shackles that broke down your chances with the person you truly loved. Edith Reigelhoff has only been a thorn, jealous of your true love. She's a devil and a snake. Killian, don't be mistaken. I'm Edith Rudwick. Do you think I'm going to be jealous of another woman just because she's more popular with others? That's right, there's no way she'd be jealous of her. Killian, do you really don't want to spend time with me that much? I guess she doesn't have to care about a man she doesn't truly like. I'm the only one who has been jealous and clingy. Perhaps you have feelings for another man? Perhaps that man, was it Lennon? Huh? Why are you suddenly naming Lennon? Is he acting? It doesn't seem like it. Killian, wait a moment. He seems as if he was hurt. Ah, you are right. I'm only your husband on paper. Now you want us to stop from having a real marriage. What? All right, I apologize for everything bad that I have done to you in Tahe past. No, Killian, what are you... this can't be happening. Another misunderstanding. I don't want another misunderstanding because of this. The exception conditions for the second stage have been met. Since the exception condition was met, the author's authority will be reduced. Now. Oh, I get it now. How was I supposed to know I had to do that? Every time I have intimacy with Killian, it seems I meet the exception rules conditions. Exception condition of the second stage. Refuse Killian Rudwick's offer 10 times. It seems I was wrong. That would have been... really absurd condition to, meet. Dad. Just as I thought there is some kind of entity playing with me here, it knows how I feel towards Killian, and it tried to use that against me. If I didn't make up my mind at the right time, I would have never completed this exception condition. Well, thanks to that at least, I scored another point against the ruler of this world. I wonder what it thinks of this. Impossible. How could she meet the conditions so quickly? How could have she rejected 10 times the offer of someone she likes? They are supposed to love her wholeheartedly. They want to do anything to carry out any of her unreasonable demands. They have never spared when it came to what she wanted. It should be natural for Edith to want to grab any chance to take the person she loves from her. So, how? I don't want Killian to feel he has the duty to spend time with me. How was she able to say something like that? Was I wrong about this? She doesn't really like him? I have never seen this. This is the first time the exception conditions of the second stage have been met. My control over the main character will be greatly reduced. What if she meets the exception condition of the third stage? If that happens, my influence as the author will be completely gone. Even the influence of the original story will become weak. In that case, the story will carry on with the spontaneous actions the characters take, and even after the end, the time will keep going as a normal world. My lovely Reeze will grow older and older until she dies. Set the exception conditions of the third stage. Invalid condition. Invalid condition. All right. If I can't doom her myself, how about this? The exception condition of the third stage has been set. Did you enjoy it that much? No, I just was fascinated. It's natural to get so muscular and have so much stamina after training for so long, but I find your body much more interesting. How can you be so soft and fair? Actually, I was a bit worried about getting crushed earlier. You hugged me so tightly. This is what I've always Edith, about what I think you said before about not being a fake couple anymore. Were you serious about it?